Hello, good afternoon, good evening. How are you all doing? Good evening.
Hello.
ah, Penelope's losing their mind. It's been a week, chat. It's been a hard week. It's been a hard and trying week. My co-host has been taken out by this week. With there's illness, there's strife. Everyone is tired. So I thought we'd come together and have a relaxing time in the forest, listening to the sounds of nature as we relax and play some Battlesnake. And I hope you'll join me in this experience. We are at the Blue Mountains National Park, courtesy of the Australian, I believe it's in New South Wales, an Australian national park entity. We're having a wonderful time in nature. I'm wearing a green screen jumper. Everything is fantastic. Let's write some code. What are we doing today, chat? We are continuing with our Blockly snake. There'll be no stress today. There will be no banter. We're just chill. Just chill. Because today we are going to be filling in some building blocks. Last stream, if you haven't seen Coding Badly before, welcome. Welcome to the show. Coding Badly is a show where we experiment and push the boundaries of what is possible with Battlesnake, a programming game for beginners, for experts, for people who enjoy coding and enjoy games and want to bring those two things together. And here on Coding Badly, we push those boundaries. And today we're taking Battlesnake into the rainforest, into the Australian outback. And last couple of shows, my co-host and I, Kevin, have been building snakes with a little thing called Blockly. Let me show you a Blockly. Blockly is a wonderful little project out of Google. It's an open source project that lets you program using little blocks. You can build up little programs with blocks. It's based on, it's kind of inspired by Scratch and the whole Scratch ecosystem. But Blockly is a developer tool, a library for building these, for building your own block-like programming languages. And so today, and the last couple of weeks, Kevin and I have been building a Battlesnake Blockly project. And so today, we're going to continue that. But we got to an inflection point last time, chat, which is we worked some things out. Some things were achieved, and these things were good. These things were great. So if I bring up my terminal and I run, first of all, I check my node version, because that's something I always forget to do. And if I run this lovely little code, we can have a look at what we have wrought. That's not... Oh, no. Perfect. Blockly. There we go. So, even looking at this. Oh dear. I feel like y'all are missing out on the rainforest a little bit. Sorry. I'm too funny, chat. Okay. So, what are we looking at? Blockly. Blockly comes with some built-in blocks. You have if statements, you have booleans, you have loops of various kinds, you have mathematical operations, you have the ability to work with lists and arrays, you have strings, you have variables and functions. And Blockly will turn these things alchemy-like into JavaScript. So you'll see here, we have some JavaScript. This is Blockly taking these blocks and in real time generating the JavaScript. You see how it's changed. One thing Blockly does not have, which is somewhat vital to Battlesnake, is the... I've just noticed that Penelope pointed out that you were hearing Windows error noises coming through my sound input before the stream started. That was the sound of me trying to find royalty-free rainforest backgrounds and get them playing in OBS. In case this isn't obvious, this was a rather last-minute idea. Yes, so one thing that Blockly does not have by default, which is somewhat vital to our whole thing of building Battlesnakes, is a way to work with objects, to manipulate JSON. If you are not familiar with the Battlesnake, the Battlesnake API, Battlesnake will send your snake, your web service, a HTTP request, including a JSON post body, and in that post body, you will have various pieces of information, such as an array containing all of the snakes, and in that array will be a snake object, and in that object will be the body. And so, we need to be able to manipulate and traverse JSON objects, and this is a facility we needed even at Coding Badly's most depraved, right? When we built a snake with Bash with Penelope a while ago now, even Penelope had to bring in the facilities to interact with JSON. Everything there was raw Bash. The one concession that was allowed was importing JQ. And so, it's going to be hard to build a snake without Blockly. So what you're looking at here is kind of the breakthrough we had last session, where we used Blockly custom blocks to create a block that allows you to give an object and a property, and then it gets that property from that object. So this game state object, and how that works, I'm very proud of. This game state object is the game state we received from a Battlesnake move request. We're looking for the U property to get our Battlesnake. We're then getting the head. We're then getting the X coordinate. And thus, a Battlesnake is born. And you're looking at this thinking, this is outputting the JavaScript. Where does that run? Well, that is part of how this whole thing works. So we'll have a look at the code. So what am I in? I'm in the toolbox. This is a standard. This is actually the JavaScript starter snake. And you'll see here we've got this WebSocket emitting in the move. What happens is our index, our client, is connected to that WebSocket, is receiving... Is this the right file? Yes. It is receiving the move from Battlesnake. It is taking it over to the client, where we are tapping into that game state using Blockly. Wait, I've been forced into using functional programming patterns? Oh, you mean, yes, yeah. I did have to, when we were, last week after we arrived on this, I did comment that it is kind of Haskell-y. Yeah, we one of the fun challenges we had was trying to access outside state from in Blockly, and the way we're doing it is because we're using eval here to run the generated Blockly code. This game state variable, although Blockly is redeclaring game state, it gets hoisted. So game state, that variable is the game state we're sending in. And then we take that code, and the idea is we will take that generated code, which lives in... Where do we even generate the code now? I've lost track of my update function. Generate the code. We will take that generated code and send it back over the WebSocket and run it in the move request. So that is what we will do. That is what we will do with Kevin when Kevin is back with us next week. What we will do today, though, is we're going to do, quite honestly, chat, some stuff that's probably not the most exhilarating, because we need some facilities now. Because last week we cracked these custom blocks. Let me show you a custom block. Let me show you the object access block. So this is defining the block. So this is just setting up the metadata. It sets the color of the block, the tooltip, all that good stuff. And this is the chunk of code that defines the code that the block will generate. So you see down here, we've got this string, which is taking the object that we pass in, and then just taking the property that we pass in and accessing that property on the object. We are inside here. We actually want to return strings of JavaScript, and then those get generated by the block. So that is, oh, wait, no, Brad, help. The category for the show, it's talk shows and podcasts. Please switch me to the software development category. Please put me where I want to be. Hey, Daz. Oh, I haven't said hi to a bunch of people. Hey, Shell, thanks for joining us. I'm honest, for some reason I thought you would be one of the people who would be at QCon this week. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us again, Daz. Daz says, could we wrap some useful functions from Lodash as custom blocks? You most certainly could do that, Daz. You can make blocks for anything your heart desires. I am not going to start on anything that complicated. What I want to provide us is a set of shortcuts, of handlers, of like little things that we will need from Battlesnake, because, you know, we can't live like this, Daz. We can't live like this. We can't write a snake with these nested object property excesses. Hugh said, streams of JavaScript, your worst nightmare. Well, it's impossible to be in a nightmare when you're in the Australian outback, Hugh. We're having a great time. We are in our lane, relaxed, moisturized, flourishing. Everything is wonderful. So, Shell says, would custom blocks let you build a web server in Blockly? Yes, I mean, look, custom blocks let you write any JavaScript you want. You can write anything in here. I could literally take an entire Node.js Express server and put it here and make this block make that, right? You can do anything. All this is doing is printing the JavaScript. In fact, you know, why don't we have a look at just that, actually? Let me go to the block factory. So Blockly has this neat little tool in the demos for making blocks. Where is it? Blockly developer tools. Well, congratulations on congratulations on not working at that job. I'm always happy to see anyone leaving a job. I hope you have exciting reasons for leaving. I know there was a happy leaving. Wait, hang on. I think I saw you tweet about what was next. It was returning to your previous job, right? And it was a happy thing. I think it was a happy thing. Congratulations either way. So this is the Blockly developer tools. The block factory lets you build blocks with blocks. And it does get quite confusing when you're building blocks with blocks and writing code for those blocks to write code, which you will then write with blocks that you've written with blocks. So we could create a little block. So, okay, say hypothetically, I was going to create a block that generated an Express server, just straight up just dumped the code for a Hello World Express server. And say I wanted to make this block, the thing I wanted to customize in this block was the name and HTTP verb of a route. What I could do is give it a field. Well, I can give it an input. So I can give it one input, and I can give it another input. So I give it two inputs, and we'll call this one endpoint, or I don't know, route, I guess. This one route, and this one verb. And then I can, give this, the route's going to be a string. The verb's also probably going to be a string, and I can give it a field, and give it a text field. And in that I can put route name, and I can give it another text field, and I can put HTTP verb. And there you have it. And then I can export this block, and then in the JavaScript it generates, just dump my Express server, and then in the route definition in Express, I can just grab value route and value verb, and there you go. I've got a Blockly block that generates me a web server. How cool is that? And then that just generates a JavaScript, and it's up to you to run that JavaScript where you want. So in our Blockly snake, we are taking this JavaScript from the client and running it in a server that's also running, just in a Node.js server. We're just injecting this blob of JavaScript into into a root handler in Express. Not advised. I mean, we're assuming this will only ever be run locally. We're not monsters. But, you can run that JavaScript however you want, right? It's a really cool little thing. I'm really enjoying our time with Blockly and my time in the rainforest. So, what do we need? What do we need? We need facilities. What do we need to make a Battlesnake? In our game state, we have things. So I have to make a couple of decisions here, I guess, because, I mean, one decision that I have to make, or one question that I have to ask myself is, will we forever be getting the game state? Well, this isn't really a question I need to ask myself, but this is an important implementation decision. Will we forever be getting the game state through this hoisted game state variable? And if we don't do that, if we did it a different way, would we still get... We would still be getting the whole game state either way, right? I can't see why we wouldn't just take the game state. So, us having the entire game state, basically what this leaves me with is deciding whether... So right now, in this example, we actually have the game state variable and we've plonked it into the canvas and we're accessing it. What I would like to do is just make a bunch of blocks that just say, your snakehead, that just assume that this variable is available and I don't have to plug them in. Haskell in Blockly to JavaScript to Express. So unfortunately, Blockly cannot generate Haskell. It can generate Lua, Python, JavaScript. There's another... Oh, and Dart. Wonder why I forgot that one. It can generate a lot of things. Can't generate Haskell. There did used to be a JavaScript... No, wait. Was there that way around? I'm pretty sure there used to be a JavaScript Haskell compiler. Maybe not. Anyway. So... There's some alarming noises in this rainforest. I have alternatives, by the way. If anyone gets bored of the rainforest, let me know. I don't know if you can... I hope you can hear the rainforest sounds. Shell says, also, yes, you always have to get... Yeah, sorry. To make my thinking clear, Shell, is right now, we have the game state in this variable that we plug in. And I'm thinking in the blocks that we want to build, or in the Battlesnake library of blocks that I want, I would actually just love there to be a your snake head block, your snake body block. I don't want to have to plug in the game state. I want it assumed in the block, which means that like I would assume it in the generator code, right? Like I would assume, like I would just, straight up put like game state, whatever in here. And I think that's safe to do. I think we're always, we just need to remember that we always need to have a variable called game state. Brad, there are no gorillas in Australia. Do you know anything about nature and the beautiful Australian outback? Definitely a cassowary. Cassowaries would mess you up. Oh my god, have you seen those things? Whew. They are absolute murder birds. I'm gonna have this picture. Here we go. Let's grab this picture of a cassowary. Oh, that's the Wikipedia picture. Well, that aren't I good? That's probably royalty free. Look at this thing. Look at its feet. Look at them. Look at that. Have no chance. Gorillas? Absolutely not. This thing. Absolute murder bird. So. Let us progress. So. Let's get to writing some blocks. I actually don't... Do I even need to use the block factory for any of this? I'm just going to copy some blocks. Let's just copy some blocks. Let's have this block again. And we'll paste that block. And which one's the copy? This one's the copy. And we'll rename this. And we'll just call this... your snake. Why not? Your snake. And We can set tooltips. That's cool. Where is... Oh, here we go. So this is a good question. I don't want an input on this. So I don't want these inputs. How do I label something without an input? So if I just have this block, how do I give it a field? How do I give it a field? Is this the tooltip? No. This is on hover, right? No. Oh. Yes. Okay, how do I give it a label? Do I literally just put a field in inputs? No. No, can't be there. How do I give this... How do I make it make sense? How do I make it do... That's the inputs. I don't want inputs. I just want to make this block have... Well, it needs an output. So it does need an output. That's true. So we're going to have a left output. Now it's even less of a thing. Like, there are definitely block... Look, that's a block that looks like what I want. I want like that. How do I give it a label? Dummy input. Oh, here we go. I figured it out. It's a dummy input. It's a dummy input. Look at that, chat. Look at that. That's what we want. Right, give me this block definition in JavaScript. Copy. I love this little tool. Ooh, not that. Oh, go away, Spotify. No one wants to see my Spotify playlist. It's embarrassing. None of that. And I'll paste that in. Then we'll paste this in. And then we'll call this your snake. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so it's looking nice. And then we've got no inputs, so I can get rid of both of these. And then all we're doing is we're just going to do game state dot u. Am I going to try that? I'm going to try that, chat. And I've now realised I haven't node mod this. Let's try this. Let's try this. Well, you know what I've forgotten to do there, chat? You know what I've forgotten to do there? I've forgotten to get the XML. When you make a block, you also need to make the XML for that block. And we need to put it in our toolbox. It's very important to put the blocks in your toolbox. So we just grab a new block and we're going to slap it in here. What we're aiming to do when Kevin's back with us next week is we're gonna have all of the tools so that we can write a snake in this. Oh, and now I've broken it. Oh, why have I broken it? Your snake? Your snake. Oh, why are you broken? Your snake? It's all called your snake. Everything is your snake. But it is broken. But it is indubitably broken. Oh dear. Unknown block type. Your snake. Well, that's no good. Daz, I appreciate you. I appreciate you very much. You are correct, Daz. We need to include the block. And this is going to have to change. This is untenable. Look how many of these files we're going to have. I'm going to have one for every snake. I mean, I guess I can actually define multiple blocks in one file. I don't need to keep doing what I'm doing. Daz, as ever, I really appreciate your presence. Okay, we've got our snake. Let's log this. Get out. Let's log this snake. You hearing these birds? I think they're gone. Okay. Perfect. Every now and then I forget how this snake works. Okay, so this is just JavaScript. That doesn't tell me whether it works or not. I need to set up a game. This code will run against the Battlesnake game, by the way. That's the truly terrifying thing. Blockly. Oh, I need to engrok. I need to engrok. Bear with me while I engrok. And then I need to hide this for just a moment while I update my engrok URL. You know, I trust you all, Coding Badly viewers. You're all lovely, wonderful people. I have written an engine whereby anyone can run arbitrary code via the horrors of Blockly on my machine, so I am going to attempt to not expose that terrible, terrible burden upon you. I wouldn't trust myself not to misuse those powers. I couldn't possibly expect anything better of anyone else. Start game. We have requests, and so over on Blockly Snake, we should have console logs. We do, and we're getting our snake. Look at that. Look at that, chat. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that just perfect? So, chat, what's next? We have snake. What else do we need? Other snakes. Other snakes seems like a thing we might need. We could get really fancy with these utilities, right? Like, they don't just have to be accessing basic properties. Like, we can start to actually have some fun with these. Wait. Oh. Sorry. Are these monkeys? I think these are monkeys. We need snacks. Snacks, yeah, we do need snacks. We do need to get some snacks. So, hang on, here's what I was going to say. So, how are me and Kevin going to write our snake, right? Like, how are we going to write our snake? By that, I mean, like... Okay, let's say how we're not going to write our snake to be first up. We're not going to be doing any, you know, tree traversal graph algorithms. We're not doing Monte Carlo. We ain't about that life. That ain't happening. But I could, for example, write a block that just outputs the nearest safe square, right? Or just a block that checks whether the square to the right is occupied, right? Like, I guess the question... Okay, question for you viewers. Viewers, I need your opinion. I need your input. Is writing snake logic in the blocks cheating? Is it cheating? How much of the logic do we have to write in Blockly to appease you, chat? It's cheating. Okay. So we can't do that. Okay, then we just need basic object accessors, right? That's fine. That's fine. Back to the code. Boop. Penelope, what's going on is that we're having a wonderful walk through the Australian outback. Not book. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Penelope, Brad, I trust you. Shao, I trust you. Yeah, so Penelope, that's what we're doing. So let me show you that again, Penelope. So this is what we did last stream. We made this absolutely horrific object property accessor block. What I'm now doing is just like shortcutting some of that. So now we have a block that just gives us the snake out of the game state, right? So I'm just going to build some utilities for these, just some little helpers that we need for next time. Not cheating to provide some useful abstractions that you can reconfigure via Blockly. Well, I mean, what is a useful abstraction and how much reconfiguration is enough? If I were to, for example, write a useful abstraction that sent that forwarded our game state to demifem and then used the move that demifem returns in our Blockly snake, how much configuration do I need to provide to make that okay? Someone else should be able to build a Blockly snake from it. Yes, I think that's fair. What I would love for this project is for like, you know, what we've built right now, like with this setup where we've got Blockly and you just run a snake and it does the thing. This is like, you know, close, pretty close to something that a kid could play with, and they don't have to know about the web server. They don't have to know about any of that stuff. They just have a Blockly snake, right? There's some things we want to do. We want to display the game back in this view. We want to do that kind of fun stuff. But like, you know, it's there. It's getting there. So let's keep making some blocks. So I'm going to try making a couple of blocks in one. Let's just call this like snake. Let's call this snake, and then. So the question is, if I just call that snake, this is a stupid question. If I just call this snake, that's fine, right? Like, I'm allowed to have multiple files in one. Yes, I'm allowed to have, cool. I'm allowed to have multiple blocks in one file. So that's fine. So I can just define multiple blocks in one file, and I can stop including a million things. So I've got your snake. Let's get all snakes. All snakes. All snakes. Hello, snakes. All snakes. All snakes, all snakes, all snakes. Game state. Snakes. No block can have any conditionals inside it. So, Oddwire, I don't think we need conditionals anyway, to be fair, because, you know, we've got conditionals. We've got conditionals. Okay, I'm liking these rules, Penelope. Penelope has laid down an ethical framework for advancement in Blockly Snake. So getting the head from a snake is okay. Accessing. So Penelope, is it fair to say? Here's how I'm going to interpret this. Is it fair to say that syntactic sugar for this mess is where we draw the line? Like, if it's something I could achieve with this horror show, it's okay. Is that what we're going for? Yes. Okay. Well, Shell, there isn't. I see what you're saying. So Shell says nearest isn't okay. I was thinking if it's board info, it's fair game, but logic is not. But the game doesn't give you a. You know, there's no field in the JSON that says nearest food, right? Just, well, I guess there is, because it's... No, hang on, it's not ordered. It's not ordered by proximity. It's ordered by cell. Yeah, so there's no field that says nearest food. So that would be logic. Oh, Penelope, don't make me write code in this. How does this function even work? I actually haven't... How do I put this in here? I need something with a top connector. So I guess I could do if this... I'm already very unhappy. Okay, we're gonna do some Boolean logic. If... Can I hang on, let me... I just want this... So this is going to give me a string. I just want that string. So I guess if I just do this... No, hang on, that's not... Print? No, I don't want to print. Do I need to put a top connector on my... How do I just... Okay, well, I can do this, right? So I can do if this is greater than equal than 0. There we go. We've got the start of bounds checking. But what do I need to change about these blocks to allow me to just stick this in a function so then I can put input? Wait, is that? I see. Okay, so I can grab... How do I get that input in there? What? How do I use this? I put it in here? Do I put it... Help me. I need something with a top notch. What? How do I get the top notch? Is that... outputs. Oops. Top and bottom connections. I want that. There we go. And what does that connection actually do? I drag each input to where inputs are. So if I had like... But there's nothing that fits that block though. There's nothing that fits in the... I see. I understand. So that's the input name. And then X comes in here. But then where do I give it... Where do I actually give it X? Yeah, sorry, Shell. I've kind of gone off into the wilderness now. So what I'm now trying to... What I've now started doing is kind of just going sideways into how Blockly functions work. Because, for example, right, like... sorry, let me bin this. Your snake is just like game state U, right? Like it's just this bit of it. So kind of what Penelope was saying is, you know, I can build these as blocks, or I can build this as a Blockly function. And I think to do that, I have to change the connector on this block, or, you know, have a way to connect it in. I see, I understand now. But where does this connect? Oh, through... I don't get this whole top connector, bottom connector thing. Oops. Well, that's what we've got now, Shell. That's what this does. So you give it an object and it extracts a property from it. This is what we built last time. What I'm now entertaining that Penelope is seeded in my mind is actually, it's not completely absurd to write the entire snake like this, as you called it, functional pattern, if I can put it in here. And I now understand what Penelope was saying about the variables. Perfect. I mean, I don't want that variable in there anymore. I don't need this. This can go. Get out of there. Set X to this, and there we go. I now have... But then how do I... So how do I now use this function? So I have this function. How do I use... Oh, it's there. Oh my god! Penelope, that's great. Ah, I love this. That's so rad. So Penelope said Blockly functions can return a named variable. Where do they return? There we go. There we go. There we go. So this goes in here, and then the return, for example, is I would create a variable, or I can just plug... If I just plug X in, does that we set X, we're setting X to this and then returning X. Yes? Yes. That's awesome. Okay. Well, this is now, you know, like we set out to do Blockly with the goal of not writing any JavaScript, and we're going to need a bigger canvas. Taz says, can't you just plug straight into the return? Yes. No. Yes. I mean, I can only plug certain blocks into the return is the problem. So, like, I could plug... No, hang on, no, because this is... Why does that? That's the output. Why does that work like that? Well, I mean, if I plug straight into the return, Daz, then what happens with, like, when I grab... Why has this been renamed? So, like... Oh, you mean, yeah, I can do this. But what I don't understand... So I guess why does this connection go the other way? Like, in these, this is a left output, right? Like, this is a... In this one... I don't even know where we're defining that. Wait, let me go back to the dev. In this connection, this is a left output. That's the direction it outputs. So why can I do that? Surely I can't do that. I see, Daz. So return, and then I can use this variable in this statement. Blimp says, the down connector is statements which mutate, the left connector is statements which return. Yeah, I understand. I understand. Okay. So... Yes, it is Daz. Yeah, it's in here. So I can now log your snake. That's so cool. That's actually super rad. Look at this. So if I were to do that, return head, got it. I see. I see. So I could, for example, do, if I wanted to do variables, game state, property, board, is that correct? Been doing this nonsense for so long I've forgotten board, and then do width, object, property, width, and then I could do something like, wait, no, because that I can't connect an if in there. Don't know what I'm trying to do with that. Oh yes, yeah. No, you're totally right, Penelope. I just left the set was the first like thing that I landed on that fit into the up, and I've just left it there while I've been understanding other stuff. Yeah, so like I don't need to, like you're saying just do this, right? Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, no, this was when this ended up in there when I was still trying to understand like how I worked with this before you told me there was a function with a return plug. Okay. Well, doesn't this unlock a world of nonsense? What you've effectively done here, team, is made it so that next stream we might not be writing a snake at all. We might have to work on how we display the canvas, because Kevin's going to come back to just a bunch of these functions, just filling everything. So let's have some. Let's do a. I mean, I can just write snake. Like, I don't even need to. This just makes everything so easy. Like, we've got object property. We don't need anything else. Do we need anything else? I guess I need a way to. Do I need a way to write properties? No. No, I don't think I do. Like, if we were going to do this like the old Battlesnake starter, we can create a list with, give this another input. We can just create a list with left, right, up, down, and then can we remove objects from lists? In list set. Okay. What's going to be the easiest way to remove? That's a Boolean. Well, I guess we would do it the other way. We wouldn't. But the old Battlesnake starter started with an array of all the moves, and then you eliminated moves from it. We could do it backwards, where we start with an empty array and add moves to it once they're safe. Do a list of true, 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 and then just do it as one. Yeah, that makes total sense, Penelope. Boop. And then just do it on number rather. So do it on numerical position rather than string. Great. So let's do wall avoidance. So let's say if function your I am already I'm gonna commit to the bit. Penelope, are there actually Blockly hotkeys? Shell says, can we loop through a list of properties and call properties on the last item returned? Then all functions are dig game state board width. Yes. What? I'm not entirely clear on what problem you are going after with that. I don't know what a dig block is. What's a dig block? What's dig? What is a dig? Is this a Ruby thing? Dig. No. Dig. It will retrieve a value given a set of keys. Based on a Ruby function. Cool. Today I learned. Dig object list of strings. Object list of strings. I see. So this kind of falls into what who was it? It was Nesogrev. Nesogrev wanted us to use JSON path for this last week. I think this kind of solves the same problem, right? Possibly. Lodash is a get function that works like get object. Right, so these are all just, you know, different shortcuts to me not having to use the object property block like a million times. That all makes sense and all sounds very reasonable. I think we can definitely do that. We can definitely do that. So, I'm actually going to put it... these bird noises. I'm actually going to put it in... I'm going to rename this to JSON. I'm going to put it in here. You know what's really weird? In my stereo headphones, this bird is like moving around. Okay, so boop, boop. And we'll call this dig. So this only needs... This does still need two inputs. So we need the object and the property list. Is that sounds correct, right? And then to grab this code, dig. Value object, blah 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 blah. Cool. So that's the object, and then so this is going to be an array of strings, list of strings. Cool. So how do you? I guess I would do split, and then append. Ooh, how do I build the appending? For each and just keep it's a string, so I can literally just like, can I do like equals can I remember what split is in JavaScript? That's the this is changed. One sec, value. This is now I've just realized that's probably not what I want to call that. Append field property list. List value property list no, I don't know JavaScript chat. This comes up time and time again. JavaScript split. How do we split? That's for a string, not an array. God, what is the... No, I am being incredibly dumb. I don't need to do that at all. I just need to do a for loop. I just need to do for const property in value property of value property list. And I need to build the string, so we will have this as... oh wait, I've got code. Where's my code block there? So we'll have var code equals value object. Great. And then for this, we'll do code. Code equals code plus Can I just... I guess I can do that. And then it needs to be... We're building up the accessors, right? So we'll have code accessor. So then that will be property. What's that now? Is that going to be the right order? Can I do array.join? Oh, Shell's suggesting we build dig in Blockly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we do have Blockly. We have repeat in Blockly. We're gonna come back to this metaphysical is not the right word. We're gonna come back to this metaphorical discussion of like what we do in Blockly and what we don't quite a lot, I think. I'm gonna start. I am totally down for doing everything in Blockly that we can do, but I've now done this. Oh my god! Sorry, let that bird go past. This is how I code from now on. This is it. I'm always going to be in the rainforest. Yeah, Shell. So it has loops. It has repeat while, repeat until. It has for each item. It has count. Yes, I can turn down the birds. However, my name is not Joseph, but I can turn down the birds. Okay. Oh, I didn't name this block. I want that dummy input. Boop. Dummy input. Dig. Okay, so if I now grab game state and I build a list containing U head X. No, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. Oh no. My video's ended. One sec. I guess I just reload it. Yeah, hang on. What's this list look like? Create list. U head X. Okay. How did I end up breaking the strings apart? I don't quite understand how that even happened. Did I declare it's a string? Did I set types on this? No, let me actually just let me just do this. Var code equals value property list. Let me just do that quickly. Oops. Oh wait, I'm not digging. Yeah, I am digging. Value to code is turning it into a string of JavaScript, I think. This. I'm pretty sure this is it here. Yeah. Oh, over the value to code property? Did I do it over the wrong property? No, I'm doing it over value property list. Oh, wait. Okay, so I need to change. I need to go. I need to call a different method here, then, right? Right. Okay. So into the Blockly docs, Blockly JavaScript. I am going to have to go fairly soon. I have to wrap up a little bit early tonight because we got a puppy this weekend, and my partner has to go do a late night errand, and so I have to take on puppy duty. So I have to wrap up a little bit early so I can go do puppy duty. Yes, that's what we've got to. So where Penelope explained we got to is this value to code is converting it into a string of JavaScript. So it is all a string. So we need to change how we're interpreting this value property list, which I'm digging into the Blockly reference. Let me move this over. So it's in the Blockly namespace. JavaScript's not even in here. I don't know. Oh, generator? I mean, I could just actually start by searching for value to code. Oop, oh my god, I can't stop clicking random things in the bar. Go away. Value to code. Generating code. Class generator. Perfect. Value to code. Okay, what else do we have? Statement to code. Scrub naked value. Scrub. Provide function. Block to code. Value to code. I mean, what actually will just be the value, I guess, is... Or how do I just get the value, I guess, is what I'm looking to do. Like, what function just gives me the value? Our puppy's name is currently Ernie, because that's what the shelter named him. He is an 11-week-old poodle. We rescued him from a shelter about 45 minutes away, and they don't know much about him. And they had him for that particular shelter had him for a couple of days. We think he was in the shelter system for about a month, and they named him Ernie. And so far we've stuck with Ernie. It may change. So Penelope, you said eval. Wait, script naked values. No. You know, I could just we just Google it? User just passing the string. Okay, that's fine. That works totally fine. If I knew how to do that, that would also work totally fine. I guess because it still has the, I guess I just drop the first and last character and then pass it with split. Is that a dumb way of doing this? Is that a dumb way of doing this? No, that's what you do. Perfect. Cool. I'll take that win. I'm writing this in the wrong block. It's that time of night. Value property list. There we go. I'm spinning on comma, and then I guess I want to do value dot. Do I just want to push pop and what's the other end? Oh, fuck. But that's for an array. That's not going to be doing anything here. I mean, I can splice, but that's not the one I want. There's a what's the opposite couple for pop and push? Oh my god. Shift and unshift. There we go. Thank you. Shell's just no full stop in chat. Shell, you're realizing why this show is called Coding Badly now. Welcome. This show is the only coding I do. Literally the only coding I do. Yeah, that's a really dumb way of doing it. We are going to slice. We are going to slice to 1. Yes, and then we are going to slice to -1, and then we are going to split on that. And then we're going to output that. And then that's going to be hideously wrong. That's not even going to print. I guess it is going to print, but not what I want. Oh, I see. Sorry, Shell. Yeah, I thought in slice if you didn't include the start, it just had the end. But that's fine. I don't know how that works in the other direction. Am I thinking of splice rather than slice? That's wholly possible. Yeah, no, I should be able to do this. But this will only, yeah, that will only return the last element. That's where I'm going wrong. That will cut off the first 2. That's what I want. It's this one that's messing me up. This one I want minus length or like 0. that. Oh my god. I just need to start using keyboard shortcuts to switch windows. I just flipped it around. Christ. I have a computer science degree. I am worthy of writing JavaScript. 1 minus 2. Thank you, Penelope, for pitying me. 1 minus 2. Why does that... Because we're returning the result. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you, Penelope. Thank you. So we've now split that, and now we're just outputting that. That doesn't look like a... I guess that's fine. Alright, so let's try uncommenting this again. Let's return code. But I've got too many because my for loop is still wrapping it, so that can go away. I could save. We can refresh. Done. Bon diggity. Dig. Log. Rematch. There shouldn't still be a game in progress. Do I? Are you saying I need to strip it because of the extra pair of wiggly things? Oh, I'm not getting... Oh, I see. Yeah, there's white space in here. Yep. Yep. I completely missed the white space. To trim each item, so I would do that property.trim here, I would guess. Beautiful. What has happened to this? Well, there's an error. Oh, I've just tried to run this code where I've just left like chaos every... Sometimes you forget what it is you're actually doing. What random code do I have lying around? I guess we can get rid of that monster. True. Okay, that should run. Oh, of course, this is not actually ever returning anything. That's why the game isn't finishing. Let's move left. Oh, wait, sorry, no, let's move in. Yeah, why isn't that returning something? Oh, I guess sent to the WebSocket. I'm not going to try and debug that now. There's a space on the console.log. It's the if block. Yeah, the moves should be the random. It's still got the basic Battlesnake logic in it. So it should be good. But I don't know why those games. I might have actually just been being stupid. In those games, I wasn't getting the rematch button. One sec, sorry. Chat, let me tell you, we are at the stage of puppy ownership where whenever we take the dog out, he's 11-year-old week rescue puppy. He wasn't, super toilet trained. Whenever one of us takes the dog out, you have to report on which toilets the dog has done, because it's very exciting when he is a good boy. And I just got an SMS reporting on his latest successes. Rematch might be broken. Okay, so it's not me. That is good. Why is rematch broken bad? Console. What is it? Oh, I'm printing the X's of my head. 1, 2. Is that correct? Well, that's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, perfect. So we should have had 2 threes in a row. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2. Are we missing a 3? 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Doesn't seem right. Am I being stupid? X. Your evaluations are all async. Shit. That's a problem. That's a next time problem. I've got to go. Thank you all. Thank you, Penelope. Thank you, Shell. Thank you, Daz, for all of your amazing and wonderful help. I'm sure Kevin is going to be delighted with what we've done, and I look forward to Kevin joining us next time. Thank you all for joining me in the Australian outback, and thank you, New South Wales National Parks, for providing us this wonderful resource. This has been Coding Badly. I have been Joe Nash. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you tune in this Saturday for Snake Pit Live. It's going to be a lot of fun. Caster Houses will be back. I believe I'm on this Saturday. Am I on this Saturday? I think I'm on this Saturday. I think the House of Joe finally gets SPL representation. Not that we need it this season, because, House of Joe's kicking ass. But I do believe we do finally, House of Joe gets some representation. Me and Aileen. Last season's winner with this season's winner. It's going to be great. We'll see you on Saturday, and until then, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you so much. See you later.